Hey everybody, this is Greg Grix from BassFuzz.com. Got a little different video here on hand, trying to spice things up. I'm going through some pedals that I've got for myself that aren't necessarily bass fuzzes, and while I don't want to include them as the meat of the matter on BassFuzz.com, I did think that some people might appreciate having a good sound and demonstration video, especially the weirder things that I end up with. This particular pedal, the Holy Fire, is a little bit unusual. One, it's not in your standard enclosure by any stretch. Forgive me here because I had to use another pedal to prop it up. You'll see the front of it is a little sloped, so it won't stand up. It's actually not too dissimilar from some of the old EHX pedals where it had kind of a top piece that slid over. That's exactly how this one is put together. I will tell you this is a little smaller than kind of your standard Hammond enclosure. If you look at this, it's a little bit smaller, but it's heavier. It's a very heavy metal, and then of course it's kind of polished here. You'll see that it has holes in the back. I assume that's part of the standard. Number 33, the Holy Fire. The other thing that's quite unusual about this pedal is that, and it says it here, you probably won't be able to read it, but 48 volts DC. This is not going to run off of your Pedal Power 2 or your Dunlop or your One Spot or anything like that, and it certainly doesn't take batteries because it's 48 volt DC. You'll see it does take a little bit different looking power plug there, as it's a smaller than normal. We'll plug it back in, and when the pedal's off, there is still some light inside. I took this apart and looked inside of it. There's actually 9 LEDs total inside this thing. So it glows the red all the time when it's powered up. The red light turns on when it's on, and then as it gets activated, this will turn to a yellow. So the control layout here is cleverly labeled G-O-D. This is gain, overdrive, and distortion. This last thing here is a high frequency filter, not unlike a traditional tone knob, but it will actually, if you kind of get some noise out of the circuit from cranking the distortion or the overdrive, you can actually dial it out with this in some cases. So the other thing that's important to know is that the cascade order of the circuit is, I believe it's overdrive, distortion, and then gain. So this gain is actually volume. It does not impact the distortion level of the crunchy level of the pedal at all. It's simply a volume. And with these two knobs down, you could use this as a clean boost. And I'll show you that right now. So I've got my traditional setup. I've got my Squier P-Bass into this pedal, which is powered by its own power adapter, into my Radial JDI mixer into the Apple behind me. So P-Bass, pretty basic. Tones rode all the way off. I'm going to turn it up just a little bit. Get a little bite to it. So, Holy Fire, turned on. You'll notice it's quiet. You'll notice you hear no difference at all. I've got this set at Unity. It's pretty damn transparent. So we can use this as a clean boost. It's clean. Nothing much to say about it. Not going to hear a lot of activity from this knob at this point. Oh, the one thing I didn't mention, I hope I mentioned or didn't. I'm crazy. This high filter situation is full frequency here. They claim that it goes from 20 hertz, which is equivalent to a low B on a bass guitar, all the way up to 220 kilohertz, which is much, much higher than that. And if I knew anything about that, but so when the pedal's in this position, when the knob's in this position, we're looking at full bandwidth for the pedal. And here you're rolling off the top end as you go that way. Anyway, so we got the pedal as a clean boost. Cheated. I knocked the distortion on. Okay. That's pretty much what it does. So we're going to knock this back down. As we introduce overdrive, we're going to find that the volume goes up a little. So that's why I knocked it down a little. And as you see, like there's a note playing, but the red's off. It's because it's not driving. The color kind of kicks in as you're driving into it, and you can hear the difference. So, and then as you give it more, and you can go in between. So it is going to be pretty tax sensitive. And you can crank it all the way up into kind of, hear just a little bit of noise there at the top. You could kind of roll some of that off with that if you wanted to. Back to clean. So the other knob here is the distortion. This is square wave introduction. As such, as you get up somewhere around the 1-2 o'clock range, you're going to get a lot of compression, and you're actually going to lose volume. But you see that down here? My attack. This is a passive bass. It's not quite enough to trigger it. As we crank it up a little more, it's kind of almost like a sensitivity. And you can, of course, cascade the circuits. Again, you can go full frequency. You'll hear the noise there a little bit. Turn that down. Volume cut as we get to the square crush. Prospects for bass with all that power, the 48 volts. I guess it calls, there's a lot of power for overhead. Anyways, it handles the low frequency quite well. Very natural tube-like overdrive there. That's all I really have to say about the pedal. I know I've rambled on for minutes now, so it's not really like I didn't say anything, and I should be ashamed of the 30 seconds I gave you, but, it's the holy fire, and it rose up in me, and I sang to the Lord, and I presented for all of you. Anyway, have a good day. I'll probably get another couple of these up today, just because, I'm bored. Anyway, talk to you later. Bye.